Cause your vibe it be different. And shine in your eyes what I'm missing. Your body Ferrari, but your mind is my interest. You finding your find in the sky, we gon' ride the ecliptic like a Mercury transit.
Peace, y'all. Say it with Star Card Astrology, and I'm here to give you your daily astrology guidance for Tuesday, August 30th, 2022. Let's pop this off. So, we have the moon coming off of its square with Mars and now starting its trine with Saturn. Mercury is still, oh, I'm sorry, it was actually trine Mars. Mercury is still trine Mars right now. Okay, so this is where we've taken action, right? We've made a decision based off of how we feel, our emotional connection with somebody else, a relationship specifically. And now we're going through the harder aspect of detaching fully. This is the beginning of detaching, or at least following through with whatever decision that we made yesterday. And there's still going to be a lot of communication about the actions that we're taking with these other people, not internally, not, just thinking. This is communicating with these people about the actions that we're taking and how we're going to move forward from here. Definitely going to be kind of heavy emotionally with Saturn trine the moon. Even though a trine is a good aspect, Saturn is, it puts us through the ringer. And with it connecting with the moon, this is connecting with our emotions. And Saturn is retrograde in Aquarius. And this is Uranus's home. And this is kind of where we have to take the authority of our emotions today. That's a big deal. We have to follow through with what we know we feel is where we need to go and the actions that we need to take. That's honestly the major part of today, besides the fact that the nodes have moved 1 degree, right? 15 now. They were actually right on top of my ascendant for a while here. And we do have Chiron, quincunx the south, and semi-sextile the north node. So really this is exact, right? Off by a few minutes. And we need to make sure that we're identifying with our true happiness and our true value and the things that we really want to create, and not getting caught up in anything fear-based, anything that's being projected at us to cause fear inside of us. That's how we know that's not the direction we want to go in. That's not the people we want to be around. That's not the environment we want to be in. We want to identify with and heal the parts of ourselves that want to create something of value. Now, this is Sun square Mars, which is a very big deal. 2 degrees. So taking this action that we need to take to change our environment, Virgo, Sun in Virgo, this is karmic. This is a destiny point. This is, our soul has to do these things in order to be able to move forward and be in a better environment, a cleaner environment for our own self-growth. Now, the Sun is quincunx Jupiter. That is retrograde. Okay. So we're trying to identify where the love is, if our belief system, if our beliefs are aligning with our true nature and our environment. And we might have beliefs that we identify with that are keeping us from our true nature, that are keeping us in places of disharmony or that are unharmonic, because we can get caught up in the ego heavily with Jupiter here. Jupiter is sextile Mars. So the new pencil. I got a new pencil finally, so still having a little bit of getting used to the fact that if you tap one part, it'll change something. But Jupiter is sextile Mars. So those things that we need to identify with that need to change in our environment, we need to take action on those things as soon as possible. A lot of us probably did yesterday, but today, this is where we can kind of start to see where we can expand by taking this action into places of greater growth. Jupiter is Ceci square Venus. So again, are we truly expanding into our self-love? Are we getting caught up in our love situations that are not allowing us to expand? Those are the questions we need to ask. At the same time, Neptune is at a quincunx with Venus as well. So we need to make sure that we're not getting stuck believing in this fantasy about our love relationships and about how we're going to create something of value if we're not able to expand and we're looking through this lens of a dream that is showing its face right now. I never circled Saturn. So breaking through this illusion is what will transform things, with Pluto making this sextile to Neptune. We have to break through our own illusions that we created for ourselves about our relationships. We need to communicate how we feel and take action based off of those facts and follow through. I think today is more of a follow through type of day. This is where we need to make sure that we don't backtrack on the decisions that we made yesterday that are ultimately going to put us in a better place to be able to expand further and allow us to heal our ego, allow us to do the healing work that needs to be done, because whatever situation that we were in, or whatever connection that was keeping us from being able to fully expand and to fully heal, is now in a place where we can feel more confident in the decisions that we made to detach from those things. So whatever you're feeling that you need to detach from right now, or have been feeling that you need to detach from, follow through. It may be hard, it may hurt, but it'll hurt, and then eventually it won't anymore. But right now is a vital time for us to make these changes, because what's going to happen by the end of September is, we're going to have Mars retrograde, Mercury retrograde, starting the eclipse season. It's going to get crazier than we've seen it happen already. And the relationships are the biggest part of this. So we need to be open, even though we are cutting away certain relationships. We also need to come from a place of love, because people are still going to need each other. And we don't necessarily need to be, I want to say abrasive, but we don't need to completely just, if somebody needs help that you detach from and you're the only one who can help them, well, as long as you're not completely reconnecting and giving away your energy to them, if it's like a phone call where you can kind of give them some advice or some guidance on something, I think that is okay. Coming from a place of love, okay, I did care about this person. They need some type of guidance, or they need some help, or they need, me to point them in the right direction. That's okay. But to integrate your energy back into that is probably not what needs to happen. And we need to make sure that we stay focused on following through with the decisions that we made prior. So let's see what the cards have to say for today. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, anything I can improve, anything you want me to talk about. I will definitely add it and consider and give feedback. There's links in the description where you can get a reading directly from me, and I'll go through whatever you want me to go through. We can go through relationship charts, progress charts, relocation charts, just your natal chart, whatever you want. It helped me immensely, and I think that it can help anybody who's just looking for some more insight to connect with self at a more deeper level, so that they're, it's wild times right now. There can be a lot of confusion, and there's going to be a lot more propaganda that's going to come about, especially around the end of September and leading up to it and after it. So this is a time of actually knowing yourself and your connection with God and your connection with the universe and your purpose. And, learning about that stuff is amazing. And the way that I always teach while I do it, it's always a breakdown so that there's an understanding, because I get that looking at these charts can be kind of confusing, knowing what each sign, the energy of each sign, and how each planet differentiates within each sign. It's a lot. So I'm here to help. All right. So 2 of Swords upright. So this is a choice that we have already made or need to make right now. And this is a 2 of Swords. So this has to do, this relates when it goes, this is what's called minor arcana. And, I don't ever assume that the people who watch this know everything. So I always break it down. The minor arcana relate to the major. So every 2 is actually related to the Lover's card. So based off the astrology, this is kind of where, we have to make a choice about our relationships, and specifically, relationships with a lover. This could be relationships with a lover. This could be relationships with family. But this is where we have to make a choice. Okay? And there can be where we kind of get met with the same energy. So absolutely stay focused. Stay on what you know intuitively and emotionally is going to bring you happiness, that's going to reflect your value, and follow through with the decisions that you may have already made or the decision that you're about to make today. So I hope that helped. And until next time, one love.
Cause your vibe may be different and shine in your eyes what I'm missing. Your body Ferrari, but your mind is my interest. You find in the sky, we gon' ride the eclipse like a Mercury trans.